What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Casey Satellite. That's the name of the channel right now. I don't know if it's going to stick, but that was just a random thing that threw together. And today I want to talk to you about Whatnot. Not selling on Whatnot, the opposite of what most people are trying to sell you on. I want to see if you can source for a living from Whatnot. And I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you exactly in 1 week what I purchased, how much I paid, what I think it's going to make, and is it worth it. And then I got some stuff coming in for next week, which should give you a little hint if I like it or not. But let's just break some numbers down. So here's the lot of items. I don't know how many's there, probably 12, 15, something like that. We're going to jump straight into it. I'm going to put you on a little, I got a tripod, I broke the thing. It's been storming like crazy, floods, no power, internet's out. I've had to restore the power here, or the internet here. It's been a mess, so excuse the mess, excuse how I look, but this is just for information. I want to get this started. I keep putting it off. I want to talk about how valuable I think that Whatnot could be, actually. So I do think that could be a powerful tool for trying to just source if you live in a place with, not a lot of thrift stores, not a lot of action to go and do yard selling, smaller towns. This is how it breaks down. So we got the numbers here. And I think what I'll do is I'll just show you what I've got first. I've not opened any of this. This is together. We're new doing this. We'll start with just a solid item. These are Raycon earbuds. They're there. Let's see. So the seller did say new open box, and I believe that was honest, as you can tell. So that's pretty cool. What I would like to do is go one by one. I should probably go in order here, so that's what we'll do. I paid. Now, with Whatnot, they do combined shipping. So even if an item, say it's $4 but $9 shipping, and you think, well, I can't make any money on that. If you're going to buy a couple different things, it will combine that. So another $4 item will say free shipping. So just don't let the shipping scare you off at first. These Raycons were $13.78, and I want to do what I want to list them for gross. I list my things a little bit higher than most people. I can always go down, but the feeling of listing something that's selling immediately and it was too low, I don't like that feeling. Slow dime, fast nickel, it's just your preference. So my gross might be a little bit higher than it could, but I also was conservative. So $13.78 all in. I think these are worth $40 before shipping and fees. So 40 on that. Let's go here. I got this Gully kit, KK3 Max controller. I think it's for a Switch. This actually fell open as I was getting this stuff here, so I know that this is new open box. Fingernails painted for my daughter. So, as you can see, it's got its case. It is brand new. It's got all the stuff in there. So that's another, that's kind of the stuff I would buy anyways. Rule of thumb, I try to pay around 35% if I can get that low. That was $15.90. And again, some of this will have a little bit of combined shipping, and I'm not bringing that up. So $15.90 all in. I think I'll get 50. Again, I'll place it up there higher. I think that I'm going to list it for 50. This is a Klein Tools. This is a carbon monoxide meter. This is new open box as well. On their listing, it did say that it was missing the screw right here, which it is. That's a 1 cent fix. That's nothing to throw me off on that. That was $38. Now, I bought that because Klein Tools, if you know, they sell very fast, and this is the item that allowed me to get the free shipping on the other things. So $38.38 was the total. Conservatively, I think $65 for that. It doesn't have the packaging, but it is brand new open box. Next, we'll do something I can reach here. We'll do this. This was a Ugreen Nexode. This is brand new open box. This is just a 100-watt charger. It's just a nice. I love this brand Ugreen. I do really well with it. Some people can't stand it. not can't stand it, my brain's going elsewhere. They don't pick it up for unless they get it for a couple bucks, but I see no reason not to do that. This was, I believe, this was, I think $9, and I think it's worth $35. I could be wrong on this one, but I think that's where I was on this. Okay. Next I have 3 of these. I'm just going to fly through these because it's getting a little lengthy here. These are eMeet cameras. For some reason this seller has, this is all from one seller over a week. They're in my tri-state area, that's why I even picked them, because I knew shipping wouldn't be that late. But last night I actually did some research and I bought some things off of another seller. Some brand new PlayStation 5 stuff, a reel-to-reel thing. So we'll see. This is an ongoing experiment for me too. I'm just seeing what I think is, if it's worth it or not. These 3 eMeet cameras. Now, here is the thing about Whatnot. This was correct, and this is new open box. I saw that. This one is correct. This is a C980 Pro 4K. That one's correct as well. Now, here's the thing about Whatnot. This is a C960. Okay. Now, I ordered. They were holding up a 4K 960, which is about $20 more than this. I received this. I messaged back. They said that they messed the listing up and I can return it or just keep it. This was okay. So again, these were about $3 to $6 a piece. So I'm not worried too much about that. I could have sent it back. I'm just going to keep it and sell it, and then the next time, I like supporting, they're nice people, so not a big deal on that. So I'm going to pause the camera and get the next round because there's a couple heavy hitters on this. So we'll do this box first. I got these for, I think, 25 bucks. These are the New Balance. I think it's like 810 or something. Like these are like 120 new with the insoles. They have this is one thing I don't know if you can see here. They have a little bit of yellowing. I'm not sure if that's how the shoe comes. I doubt it, but I looked up eBay listings and it looks like all the other shoes, so I'm not sure. I mean, 25 bucks. This is a brand new. If I asked 50 and double my money, you would sell it in 5 minutes. But I'm gonna put mine, I believe, for $80, $79.99. That's $50 off the original price. Let's get the insoles. I'm not too worried about the yellowing. They are my size, actually. Worst comes to worst. That's another tip, like I'm talking about with the drone and the shoes. And I bought some other stuff for myself on there. If you buy stuff that you would use or like and it doesn't sell, then you got this stuff for a deal. So all this right here total was like $30. You know, you can't even buy a pair of shoes for $30. So just be smart about how you're doing it. And that's kind of going to be the recap of this. But here's the 2 heavy hitters that I do want to talk about. This is really exciting. So I've made thousands of dollars off of this brand right here. These are AR glasses, and this brand, for some reason, I think I had like 40 sets of these that sold for like $250 or something like that when they first came out. I made a mint on these, and I love getting these. This is the Station. I have one of these listed already. I sold about 20 of these as well. This one's sealed. It has the remote to use it too, and the hub to use it. So this place is awesome, you know, this liquidation place, because they ran this as a bundle. And I did have to pay up. Again, this is not going out to a yard sale or a flea market or a Goodwill. This is you're sitting at the comfort of your home, you know, having a drink or sitting there eating dinner and watching people. It's you're going to pay a premium because there's a lot of people doing it, and also it's the easiest way to do this. So I paid total $159.70 for all this. I think that I'll make north of $300 on these alone. So this sale right here will pretty much pay for everything else. You know, a few dollars here and there, but we'll get to that. So that's a heavy hitter for that type of auction. And then on the same auction, to get free shipping right here, this thing is awesome. I don't know anything about this. It's called a butter stick, and it is a 7-foot 4-piece. This is a fly fishing rod. Making you dizzy here, 1 second. And it's all in there. It's all good to go. And these new are like $259.99, $279.99. This one is new open box, and I will be, you know, I paid like $51 even for this, and I think I'll put mine at $199. I'll probably get an offer for $170, $150, somewhere around. You know, you make 100, you triple up on that. That's a good day. So let's do a recap here on what we think about Whatnot sourcing. So next up, we have one not very great item, but one middle of the road item. This is a PL511 drone. I looked at it just now. These are all open box, I can tell you. I don't want to open every single thing on camera. It would take me forever. This was $9.54. I think that this will sell for $35, but I bought this actually just because to get the free shipping, number one, on a second sale. But this, I was looking up reviews on this, and I don't have any drones. I don't know how to fly a drone, so if I don't sell this, I got the free shipping. My kids will love it, so just something to have. If it don't sell, I could sell it locally probably for 20 and double my money, to be honest. This is a really nice item here. These newer, I believe they're called lavalier mics, CM28. These mics you put like right here on your collar. These were $35.20, and I think that I'll make about 60 bucks, 55, 60 bucks. So there's not a lot of margin there. So you have to buy something like this to make your money back on all the stuff you buy, and it covers the cost of this, and then this is all profit. That's how I'm looking at it, and I'll explain that in a second. So these are really nice. I should probably keep this if I'm serious about YouTube, but we're using what we got right now. This was cool. This was very cheap. This was like $4. This is a Dyson filter. I'm going to sell this. This is worth 35 bucks, I think. I'm going to sell that on Mercari. I do not sell water filters or air filters on eBay because, in my personal opinion, there's a lot of fakes and you will get in trouble even if yours is real. People will. That's like the most reported category in my opinion, but if you want to, good luck. Now the next, let's get these three things out of the way. This is a leather bound, this is Nomad is the brand. This thing's nice. This thing is awesome. I got this for a steal. I got this for like $6 or $7, and I think it's worth 50. It's what the sold say. If not, I don't mind keeping this. It's just like a leather portfolio. It's a really nice one. But again, this is a reselling channel. We're trying to see if we can resell to make money. Now the next three things are the where I see the money, and I'm going to flip the camera around. That's where I want to go for that. So what are my final thoughts on Whatnot? I think that it's a up and down thing. I think that if you get carried away and you get too ambitious, you can lose a lot of money. I see a lot of people doing that on like just sitting there bidding. You know, the person will say this is a $20 item, we'll start the bidding at $1. They'll get them fired up, they'll bid. Next thing you know, they sell a $20 retail item for $13 plus $9 shipping. They paid $1 more than they could go to the store and get it. So you can't get swept up in the feelings of the sales and all that. You have to do, it's just pure math, and that's what's going to get you. Is it reliable to source or is it not? It's going to be math, and that's all there is to it. So with everything you saw, we spent about $356.35 total. I think that our worth will be about $1,010 even is what I have on the gross here. That's gross before shipping and fees, so that'll be much lower than that. Do I think in a week? This is not my primary primary way of sourcing or how I do anything, and all that. It's just a little added thing that I do when I'm having just hanging out on the porch or doing anything. I just bring up Whatnot and see if I can get a couple steals. So do I think you could do it full time? I do. I absolutely do. I think if you sit there and watched it like a hawk for 4 hours a day, and then the rest of yours was listing the stuff you get, you know, most of the time you get it in the packaging, so you don't have to take it out and check it, but put it right back in the bubble wrap or the box, so would save even on that. I think you have to be diligent, like I said, with the math. I think you get carried away very easily and only get what would sell. I think that's another big point there. Don't buy things you think would sell, buy things that actually do sell. One thing that I would recommend is if you have possibility of phone and a computer, to be watching the sale to bid and to be going through sold listings as fast as you can. Most of these listings are 10 seconds and you don't have a lot of time to go through that. So I've lost probably $300 or $400 worth of items because I didn't know what they were. And I've been doing this for 6-7 years full time. So if I don't know what it is and someone bought it for $6, they've got a good deal and it's worth 50 because, you know, who would know? But I think it's very possible. And this is episode 1 of Whatnot sourcing. I don't sell on Whatnot, but I do source on Whatnot. So we're going to go, I want to get this sold before I go into episode 2 so I can get a little bit of capital and run this to another account just to see how fast we can build this up. But this is episode 1. 1010 is the total, and let's get it listed. Let's get this stuff up, get this stuff rolling. Man, I love reselling. It's so fun. There's always new and different ways to find things. It's a great journey. It's a great job, I guess you could call it. So again, Casey Satellite, like and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'm going to do some vintage games in the next video, show you some cool things I found. But this was the Whatnot episode 1. Thank you.